Hi, I'm Nancy Linneruth with unblockresults.com, and this is being recorded in Seattle, Washington, where I live, and where we've been having a bit of heat. Let me just put it that way. On 2 days ago, on Saturday, we broke a record. It had never been so hot in recorded time. It was, I think, 99 degrees in Seattle. That can't be right. It must have been more than that. But anyway, it was like 100, 101. Certainly unusual in January. In June, we usually call it January because it feels wet, cold, and not at all like summer. However, Saturday broke that record. 101, maybe something like that. Sunday went up to 104. So yesterday it was unbearable. But it's even worse today, Monday, because it's scheduled to get up to 108. That's the estimate. We'll see whether we meet that forecast or blow past it like we did for the last couple of days. I don't know. And I know that there are other places where it gets much hotter than that, and it's a regular thing. And I feel for you, first of all. And I hope that this tap along that I'm about to do will be useful for you. But I have to say, in Seattle, it's it's different. It's because we don't ordinarily have that kind of weather. Maybe twice a summer we'd get up into the 90s. So most residences don't have air conditioning. We certainly don't. Um, and some shops, some brick and mortar places don't have air conditioning either. It just hasn't been that necessary. But oh man, kind of need it now. Actually went shopping over the last couple of days just to find some air conditioning. So I'm sitting here. I've turned the fan off, so I'll be melting very soon. And I have the windows covered so as not to get any of that heat coming in either. So I'm a little dark here. You might notice I'm kind of in the shade and you can't really see me as well, but that's deliberate. We're doing that on purpose just to keep it cool. My computer is overheating very quickly because it's hot. And I thought I would use this opportunity to do some tapping with you to show you how to do tapping in the moment, whatever you're feeling right now. Because I got to tell you, when I'm upset about the heat, it feels worse. I'm more miserable. And so if you can bring the emotional reaction down, you will actually feel physically better. There are research out there for that. And I know tapping is good for that very thing. So I thought what we might do is a little bit of freeform tapping, which means I don't have a script. I don't have a real agenda other than to tap on the emotions around the excess heat. You can use it for any emotion you've got, for any situation you've got right now. It's going to be all about the heat. So if you want to, tap along with me. You're going to be tapping about as hard as if you were drumming your fingertips on a tabletop. So don't hurt yourself. Skip any points that hurt. Okay? Now here we go. Even though I feel miserable, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I really don't like this, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I'm kind of upset about this heat, I deeply and completely accept myself and all the weight that I'm feeling. It is too darn hot. It's not supposed to be like this. I moved here so that it would be not too hot, not too cold. This is too hot. It's not supposed to be this way. I can't believe I don't have air conditioning. Suddenly it seems like everybody has air conditioning but me. I'm just mad that I have to go through this. It wasn't supposed to be this way. I had it all figured out. Go somewhere that was right for me. And I could enjoy that. It's too hot. It's too hot for anybody. And I'm worried. I'm worried for older people who can't tolerate this heat. I'm worried for wild animals who aren't evolved to handle this kind of heat over time. I'm worried for pets, like the dog in the car that we saw yesterday. I'm worried for people who cannot get into where it's cooler and they need that. And I'm really worried about what this means for the climate. I know climate change is really about the overall picture. One can have exceptional cold or heat, even with this rising heat we're having. Not saying it right, but climate change doesn't mean everything just gets hotter and hotter overall. Sometimes it gets colder in certain places. But I gotta think that this heat we're getting is part of global warming. And I don't like it. And I don't know what to do about it. It's got me kind of scared. It's important to do what I can. But I'm just one person in 7 billion plus. Still, I will do what I can. Drive less. Use less electricity. Travel a bit less. And look for ways to support those who can make a difference. Real difference. That's all I can do. And if that means that I need to be a little uncomfortable right now, instead of getting on a plane somewhere cooler or driving or buying an air conditioner that I would just use a few days a year, I can do that. I can check in on people who are older and might need a little support somehow. And I will do that. Don't need to be angry. I need to take action. So I'll let go of my anger and focus on what I can do. Okay, take a deep breath in and let it out again. Did a couple things there that those who know tapping might recognize. I just kind of mixed in a bunch of different emotions. I didn't do each one with separate tapping round. And I think that's okay. There are times to go really specific on one emotion, bring that down, and then you go work on another one. There's times for that. But for something like this, my emotions were all over the place. I wanted to acknowledge that and tap with that. And the other thing was, it's with tapping, you start with the negative and you spend most of your time tapping on the negative. And I did that, but I found myself sliding over into not so much positive, but into what can I do? Didn't plan to do that, but that's what came up. And that can be okay. And you, if you choose to do some freeform tapping, you might discover that your thinking changes as you're tapping. It's called a cognitive shift. It can be a really good sign that you're releasing some of the negative stuff. So that was some freeform tapping. I don't know what other people call it. That's my word for it, where you aren't trying to follow something specifically. You're seeing where the tapping takes you, where your thoughts take you, where your emotions take you. So I hope that was helpful. I hope that wherever you are, you're staying comfortable and safe. I especially want to shout out my friends down in the Portland area. It's like 115 degrees today. It's really hot. Please stay safe wherever you are. Stay well. Check on the neighbors who may need some extra help. And I won't see you next Monday, which is July 5th, so national holiday. Um, I won't be setting off any fireworks on the 4th or the 5th, but I will be enjoying being here in the US. If you celebrate that, I hope you enjoy it as well. See you in a couple weeks. Take good care. Happy tapping.